Hey, it's Andre. In this video, I'm going to talk about. You ready for this? I'm going to talk about, living beings and objects, right? And what they have in common, right? Both the invisible world and physical world, and all the beings and objects within them. So, y'all ready to hear? Okay, I'm going to teach y'all something interesting. Let's see here. Everything is made out of movement, which is also called the source moving himself. The source moving himself is known as other terms: energy, spirit, essence, vibration, chakra, ki. What else? I'm trying to leave anything out. There's so many terms. But y'all get the idea. There's so many terms. That's why sometimes I won't mention every single term that they're known as. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway. Oh, vibration. Yeah. Yeah. Vibration. That's right. Vibration. Yeah, there's even more, trust me. I'm not always going to name them all. But anyway, when I explain why I explain this video, I'm going to use the most famous term that people are used to hearing the most. When I speak to people, I got to speak on a level that they can, that they're used to. That's the thing. I have to speak on, because despite there being countless terms to describe something, right? Or many terms to describe something, right? In all languages of the human language, right? To describe something. There are some terms that people hear more than others. And those are the terms I gotta speak on a regular basis, because those are the easiest terms that are used the most. So those are terms that's always used, so people can. So okay. So anyway, now I'm gonna say this, all right? Now both objects and animal, humans, spirits, gods, goddesses, all the male and female counterparts. Oh yeah, all existence. Everything is made out of energy. I'll use that term because that term is most known compared to other terms. Everything is made out of pure energy. Yep, everything is alive, but not everything has the expression of life. Understand? Objects are alive because they're made out of the same material. They're just not given the expression of life. That's why they don't show the expression. While beings like us, humans, animals, and spirits, we're animated. So we have expressions we can show, thinking and all, movement. Called animation. So the difference between us and those beings, where everything is alive except some beings are not giving certain animations. So that's right. So I wanted to explain that in this video. Like for example, you know how I say show proper respect and honor to living beings, right? Let me see here. You remember how I say show proper honor, respect, like to fellow men, right? And when it comes to females, love only if they're worthy of it. And remember, they're not entitled to it. But I'm saying, like, if you deal with a female, like, just like show her love or show her, kindness. Kindness could be for anybody, regardless. You know what I'm saying? But as I was saying, it's not just living beings that you do this to, right? Even objects. But with objects, you show it in different ways. When it comes to love, when it comes to honor, respect. Okay, how do I explain this? All right. You know how you only need to do a certain thing to please a cat, right? And a dog. You pet them and do this, and they love. You see how certain beings are just satisfied with certain things, and they don't have to get a lot of stuff. Just like how, and then not just animals, when it comes to the human beings too, the non-animals, the human beings, right? The gods of this world. Humans, we're satisfied with. Well, men by nature are minimalist by nature. Like, we're satisfied with a few things. But then we can also be satisfied with both. Like, a lot and a few. There's no limit when it comes to us. While animals, they only care, when it comes to their awareness level, they only care about a few things. And everything else, like money, it's just to them. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because humans are given more awareness than animals. Animals are actually aware enough. They're aware, they're smart. They're just not as fully aware as humans, But anyway, men by nature, we're both minimalist. But then if we're given more stuff over time by the source, we won't complain. We'll just enjoy that too. Exactly. So I'm trying to say the difference between living beings. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, now I'm gonna talk about objects. Now, for example, you see this action figure, this Pikachu. Hold on, I dropped it. Hold on. Sorry about that. I I didn't have a good grip on it. Yeah. Okay, so okay, let me see. I underestimated the grip on it. So anyway, see this, right? This is the Pikachu keychain. It's an object. It's a toy of the Pokemon Pikachu from the anime series, right? Now, what I'm trying to explain is this: how do you show love and honor, respect to an object different from a living being? Basically, you treat it for what it was created for, its purpose. Yeah. For example, the only thing that this Pikachu action figure cares about is being hanged on stuff. That's right. It's being hanged on stuffed. See, this Pikachu keychain. So, just like how this Pikachu keychain is an object, right? Not a living being is an object. Yet, you can still show honor and respect to it by simply using it for what it was created for. In other cultures, people will say the objects have spirits attached to them. Well, they're right. They're right in a certain way. Not, what I mean is that how like they have temples where they cleanse objects, they burn them, so they can help the objects pass on back into the void. Like to make it easier for them to, make they have too much emotions attached to them. So I'm going to explain that better because I know other cultures have a way of saying it, or some even slightly saying it in a different way. But I'm going to explain the truth about how the objects are. So it's like this. Objects are alive as well, but they just don't have the same expression of life like we do. Yeah. Everything is made out of pure consciousness, which is another term for energy. So anyway, when it comes to objects, the way you show love to it, even though it doesn't have an animated expression, you can still sense it. Like for example, if you have a jar of pickles and another jar of pickles, you put the word hate on it on the first jar and the love on the other jar. The pickle jar will last longer and be healthier, while the pickle jar with the bad sign on it will be cursed and die quicker. Why is that? That right there is an example how everything is alive. Everything just doesn't have the expression of life. That's just how it is. So the best way to show this Pikachu keychain love, right? To give it the best honor and respect is to hang this Pikachu on stuff. That's it. To this Pikachu, that's the ultimate purpose of life to it. See? So objects, depending on the object, they'll have different uses. They're as happy as their purpose. That's the truth about them. If you leave an object, locked away or sealed away, or you leave it like in your shed, or you don't use it for years, yeah, to it, it's the same thing as being neglected. I mean, there's no expression of that, or love or hate. It's just, the vibration of it is gonna, die down or get stronger depending on, like, if it's used for its purpose, or how long it's used for its purpose, and how less it's used for. And then so that's the truth. So basically, objects, the energy signature of objects would change if it's used for its purpose or not. It just depends on the exactly. See, so understand that. But it's not just that. Sentient beings, evil spirits, can attach to objects, and other spirits too that are not demons either. Some other being spirits can attach to objects, and and they'll love some certain objects, but objects themselves will have a life for, they're made out of a life energy like everything else. They just don't have the expression given to them of expressing life, but they still, you will still see the like them knowing their love or hated based off their energy signature. I can't really explain that because people have to be spiritually minded to be aware of the deeper stuff of reality. So some people are. That's why some people know what I'm talking about. So basically, So the best way to show this Pikachu keychain love is by hanging it on stuff. To him, that's pure perfection, and and that's not boredom to it. It's just like this paper, this drawing, this paper. I'm using it for the purpose it was created for. So this notebook is happy that I'm doing something on it, and this pen is happy it's being used as I'm using my art skills to make comic books and write stories. Right, this pen is glad it's being used. And then when I'm thirsty, right, this jug, which can keep a drink cold and hot for hours, that I bought a long time ago. This jug is happy I'm using it, like, to drink out at any moment, you know. Anytime I want to drink a temperature that I love, so I poured it in here, so that way I can keep it out of my fridge for a while. Yeah, cause yeah, all my drinks, I have a fridge and it's used to keep stuff in. That makes the fridge happy. I keep things in freezer. That makes the freezer happy. You see what I'm trying to say? And then I use anything for its purpose. The TV. See, you saw the TV? The TV is used to be watched, and it's happy that way. That's what I'm trying to say. Objects, they're very minimalist compared to even the humans. I mean, they have a very objects are most likely just have one type of desire. It's always based off what they're created for. So when you don't use the object, it will be neglectful. It just doesn't have the animation to show it, and it's going to weaken its vibration. But then when you use the object for its purpose, and then the vibration of the object increases. And not only that, there's other ways to show objects love too. Like, for example, even though it's satisfied with just being hanged alone, it's also satisfied being washed. You know, I'm gonna have to wash it soon, because it's pretty much like a heavenly treat to it. Yeah, like it's like a form of showing. Like, I'll take the Pikachu talking battery out, right, and I'll wash it, like, and make it clean, good as new. Now, even though it doesn't need that type of love, it's a love that's thankful for. Like any object, like, some objects are not designed to be washed, but then you can show love to in different ways, depending on the uses of the different objects. So that's what I wanted to say in this video: the reality of living beings and, you know, inanimate objects, like the difference between the two. The only things that objects have don't have. The only difference between objects and living beings is objects have no animated expression, you know, while living beings have it. We can show our expression and all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why everything I possess, right? I keep it perfectly balanced. But see, I don't need much, so I keep my positions limited to the things I know I'm gonna use and enjoy. Everything I have, I use for a purpose. If there's anything that exceeds the purpose, you know, that I want to use them for, I just won't have it. Yeah, like, why do I give a lot of my clothes away? I send it to the clothes place, to, you know, where you can get your clothes away. 'Cause I only need a certain number of clothes. Like, I don't have to have. Yeah, me, I personally don't believe in letting objects, electronics, clothes, and anything go to waste. I'll give it away if need be. Why did I give away my Nintendo Switch? Why did I give it away for free? Because I can play Nintendo Switch games on my laptop, along with Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS, GameCube. All the games that you can think of. I have like many game systems and the games for those systems on my laptop. And they're offline, so I digitally own them. Yep. So there's no point in having the physical game console. So what did I do with them? I gave them away. Anything that I know I don't need, I'm not going to use, I have to give them away, because yeah, it's like I show the best love to it by giving it a purpose, by using it for its purpose. You know, I show the greatest respect and honor to. So it's not just living beings I like to show respect and honor to, right? And the females I like to show love to, you know, or just, you know, basic kindness if I cross paths with them, right? Same thing with objects. But if you can't afford to pour out your energy into every object, that's why it's important not to keep, like, that's why it's important not to have so much stuff. Like, you should only have stuff if you're going to use it for something. Yeah, you mainly for its purpose, and if you recycle it to another object, you know. Like with me, I'm good with tools, you know. I'm very intelligent. I'm not just a comic book artist. I like drawing stuff. I can fix anything as long as I have the tools for it. And my tools are happy because I use a screwdriver, all that. You know, a wrench. I use my tools for anything. Like when I got this TV, right, I used a very small, a very tiny screwdriver to put the TV feet on it, so my TV can stand up everywhere, anywhere, basically. Some things you can also add features to it. You can add a new purpose to it too. However you want to vent and stuff. Yeah, venting. You can invent new stuff too if you want. I mean, that's the thing. One of the traits of us men is that we can invent what we want. We have granted intelligence. We can fix things and even invent anything that we want to invent. If you put your mind to it, you'll be like, you know what? I want to invent something new. I want to build this machine, this robot. Or you'll be like, oh, I want to fix a broken object. Let me fix it. And yeah. So I want to explain more things about reality, yeah, that we live in. So anyway, you show the love to objects. That's why I say keep enough objects only if you intend to have a purpose for it. Don't just have it just to have it, or to say you have it. Because if you do that, you're neglecting the object, the existence that you have in your possession. But at the same time, I understand that most people won't really care much because, yeah, objects don't have the expression of life. But just be aware, everything is alive. They just, not everything have the expression of it. So I just wanted to talk about that more. You know, like think about the best way to show love to an object, to a tree, to a stone, yeah. Or if you're going to recycle certain things, you know, that's not cruel to it. You know, yeah, life and death. It's like you're recycling into a new. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like how our body goes back to the earth. Yep. And even if it disappears into the environment, the source will still bring that same body back one day if you choose to resurrect that person. And he would just take it back from where it was absorbed into. Exactly. So, you know what I'm trying to say? Everything is recyclable. So, if you destroy an object just to build a new machine from it, you're not being cruel to it. You're actually giving it a new form, a new purpose. So that's actually how the object sees it. It's just anything that you have, even if it's in pieces or you have to. If you're gonna have it, you use it for its purpose. That's why I say, like rich people will say, "I got 30 acres of land, all that." Now, it's not wrong to have a lot of stuff or less stuff, but what purpose you have for it? Like, do you get? You must have a purpose for everything you own or don't own, like, because otherwise you'll be dishonoring whatever object or living being it is. So you have to. It's all about the balance, even in a subtle matter. You know, subtle, like very unnoticeable. That's why I say it's just pointless to have so much stuff if you don't have a purpose for it. So, of course, there will be some stuff that will be invented just to be looked at. So that works too. Yeah, like for example, their books are meant to stay in bookshelves and only be used to be read. And when it's not used to be read, they stay in the bookshelf. See, the books love that. Yeah, staying in the bookshelf and being read. But those two things, yeah. So if you know you're not gonna have a purpose for something, then give it away. Give it to someone who don't have it, who will use it for its purpose, who will give it purpose, or who will change it into a new object. Yeah. Ooh, that's right. So, yeah, like with me, for example, right? Why do I choose a bike over a car? Because to me, I love using my own natural energy to move myself on the machine. I prefer a bike, though. You know what I'm saying? If I ever choose to have a bike motor, you know, to where the bike can push itself, I'll just invent a motor that runs on water. I just don't believe in toxic gas. So that's why I refuse to own a car. If I get a car, I won't give it its purpose. So yeah, that'll be cruel. So therefore, I choose a bike. And if I do make a motor, I'll make one that runs on water. You know, engines can run on other things, right? Most people are just not aware of it. Yeah, you can make anything machinery from scratch. One of the best traits about being a man is that we're still intelligent. You can build anything you want to build, you know? Yeah, all you gotta do is get the parts, you know what I'm saying? And of course you can make it from the surrounding nature, you know, to stones, you know. You can take things from. If you take things from something, you must give it a purpose, otherwise you're just honoring it, you know? Yeah. So just be aware of that. So that's what I wanted to say in this video. I know it doesn't mean much to a lot of people, but I'm just telling. I only wanted to speak about the reality of objects, you know, that are very subtle, you know, about their vibrations that goes unnoticed. I want all objects to have their use. This is why I choose to own certain things. Like with me, I'm among the richest in existence, but I do not tell the public, really. I keep that a secret about myself. Neither do I need to show it off, you know what I'm saying? I just enjoy my wealth to myself, you know? Exactly. I go out and about in public, I'll put shades on, and I'll just simply move. I know how to move in this society, so. And I'll travel by bus if I want to travel someplace far quicker. And then the other time I'll travel by bike for the fun of it. And then, but if I choose a bus travel, I'll just take the bus. But yeah, basically, I don't want to own the car. That's the difference. I could ride in the car. I don't want to own one though, because I won't take care of it. That's the thing. Yeah, I guess the only way I will take care of a car or motorcycle, right? I'll have to change the engine into one that runs on water, because that's what I prefer. And if I make it run on water, I'm gonna have to keep it a secret because that's considered illegal by the world system. Because they want everything to be used. They want everything to be used to be. They want everything to be toxic, run, just so they can keep poisoning the environment. So you know what I'm trying to say. That's why stuff that runs on natural, healthy things that's good for the environment. You know, the process of recycling is so healthy and perfect. That's why anything that runs like that, you know, is pretty much condemned. And they say, oh, you gotta pay a fine or you're going to jail. Yeah, yeah. So if you do make something that runs on something natural, which is good for the environment, I'll tell you this, keep it a secret. Just when you invent something, just make an object that's not see-through. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't make a see-through object. Just keep it like hidden, and then put your secret invention in there. Okay. So anyway, that's enough of this video. The reality of living beings and inanimate objects. I wanted to explain the reality of them. So I guess I said enough. That's right. So, alright, my fellow men out there and boys who will turn to men one day, the next generation of men. The male gender, continue to know your value. The brotherhood, continue to know that you are valuable itself. That's actually another term for masculinity, males. Alright guys, this is the end of this video. Peace.